mitzvah was just a shadchan. After the shidduch is made and they get married, does the shadchan still involved in the marriage? Well, if he or she is, it's a problem. Right? That means that there's a problem in the marriage. But no, he's not supposed to. So when does the shadchan move away? When they get married. When are we married to God? We're connecting to God completely. So there's no more need for a mitzvah anymore. So again, what's the purpose of the mitzvah? The mitzvah is only there like the shadchan. If you go to shidduch, no. So what do you think about her? No. What do you think about him? Okay, and he tells the shadchan, oh my gosh, listen, she was boring, and she says, oh my gosh, he was so boring. So what does the shadchan do? She said it was unbelievable. He said it was unbelievable. You should go for another one. Okay, so they go at another one. Okay, fine. So they get a little closer. So the shadchan is there to coax the relationship, to make it mold the relationship, right? So that's what the mitzvah is for. The mitzvah is only there to help us get the relationship better. You say, okay, so how do we have 630 mitzvot and the goyim only have 7? Because we have a neshama, and the goy doesn't have a neshama. And it's another point of the Ramchal. He says, if a Jew wants to be a goy, he can't. He can't. It's not like you can. I renounce my religion. You can't. Sorry, you have a neshama. What can you do about it? The fact that you have a now neshama means that you have a mission. You are a slave. Sorry about it. That's the way you were born. Imagine a person born into slavery. Does he have a choice? He was born in slavery. No, so we tell him make the best of it. Make the best of it. Baruch Hashem, our slavery is not really slavery. We think again when we're little children, we say, "Oh, we're slaves to God." We're not slaves to God. In fact, if you think about it, God is more of a slave than anyone, right? Because He created us, we say, "Hey, God, you created us. You owe us food. You owe us this. You owe us that." Think about that. Imagine a child. Okay, so you have a child. So 20 years you give him, 25 years. Imagine the kid is like 70 years old and you still have to give him. He comes to you and says, "Abba, paycheck." Paycheck, get out of here. What are you doing? Go ask your wife for paycheck. What are you doing? Paycheck. No, Abba, the refrigerator's empty. What are you coming to me for? Get up, go on your own. Yet Hashem keeps the people. So who becomes the slave? When you're a parent, you realize that who is the slave in the parent-child relationship? The parent is the slave. The child cries, oh, change the diaper. Okay, it's 2 a.m. Before there was a child, would they wake up at 2 a.m. to go change the diaper? No. Go scream. What are you doing? But he's tired. No, he got to wake up to go change the diaper. Bottle. Go get the bottle. And as the child grows up, the more there's more things that come up. So who's the real slave in the relationship? Hashem. So if you look at it, who gets the benefit of this relationship? We do. We're 100%. We're 100%. We have the world's greatest bank. We have the world's greatest bodyguards. The world's greatest doctor. Everything at the tips of our tongue. God, this guy needs a shidduch now. Okay, got shidduch. Okay, this guy needs parnasah. Okay, parnasah. Everything. He can control everything, anything. In fact, this is what I saw. There's a halakha that says if a king says, someone walks up to the king and says, "Hey, king, you are a really horrible king. I wish you never existed." So the king could say, "Listen, haram, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, my honor says it's nothing. I'm humble." A king can't say that. The halakha says that a king cannot be mochel al kvodo. He cannot forego his honor. He cannot say, "Okay, look, I'm humble." No. Why? So Rav Pinkus brings down, because it's not the king's honor. The king is a slave of the people. It's the people's honor. So if anyone needs to forego their honor, the people have to tell the king to let the honor go. It's not his honor anymore. It's the people's honor. Of course, the people serve the God. So it's a relationship, right? We serve him, he serves us. It's a beautiful thing. So now we're starting to get into the depth of mitzvot are more than just good deeds, as we see. Mm-hmm. There's good deeds. For example, crossing a lady across the street, good deed. Giving charity, good deed. But when we give charity, let's say, it's not enough to just give the coins. Because if you did, it's great. You get a cookie. That's all. Because we know what's the reward of a mitzvah? A mitzvah. Hey, wait a minute. A mitzvah gives me another mitzvah? That's not good. What kind of reward is that? But if we know the mitzvah is a date with God, you say, oh, wait a minute. Now what's a mitzvah? So I get another date with God. Ooh, it's good. Imagine a guy's going out with a girl, and they go on the first date. Great, it was great. And because that was a good date, she wants to go on a second date. Okay, so what was his reward for a good first date? A second date. What's his reward for a good second date? A third date. Oh, okay, good. So he likes it. He likes the company. She likes the company. It's good. It's perfect. So our reward every time we do it on the mitzvah is another relationship with God on a higher level, right? Okay. So where are we going now? Okay. So we discussed mitzvot, right? So now we know that the purpose of a mitzvah is to refine the ego. Because if you refine the ego, by refining the ego, you're going to be in a relationship with God. By being in a relationship with God, again, you're going to nullify yourself. You're going to say, I'm nothing. And we said this many times before, right? When you're nothing, you're actually something. When you think you're something, you're actually nothing. Right? And this is why, this is not why, but it's a cute idea. We were thinking about one time, I think it was on an airplane actually, we were thinking about this. Why does a minyan have exactly 10? You need 10 for a minyan. For God's presence to stand, you need 10 people. Why? Because the number 10 is comprised of digits 1 and 0. When you're 1, you're a 0. But when you're 0, you're a 1. Make sense? Mm-hmm. 1 and 0. When you're 1, you're 0. When you're 0, you're 1. Meaning, when you think that you're somebody, Hashem knocks you down a few steps to show you nothing. But when you say, Hashem, who am I? All of a sudden, Hashem makes the person rise up. He gives him kavod. I think there's a famous story of two brothers. They were rabbanim, and one had a big kihila. The other one barely, 10 people maybe. And the one with the 10 people barely. He's great big. He's bigger than the other one. But he can't figure it out. He goes to his brother. Says, "Brother, what's the story? How come I don't know." So they investigated this situation, and what they find out, the one who was big in chokhmah, big and wise, is very haughty. He knows all the halachot. He knows. So Hashem says this kind of person needs what's his refuah? He has a sickness. Haughtiness is a sickness. It's a disease. When he's high and he feels that he's above everybody, it's a disease. So he's going to need a cure. What's the cure? The cure is we knock him down a few notches. We give him a small crowd. Oh, so he says, what? Only because of one person I'm going to come into the Beit HaKnesset today? One person? What is this? Hashem, give me like 17 people so I can. Habibi, if God felt that you need 17 people, He'll give you 17. The other guy, he's so low. He doesn't feel. So Hashem says, he needs a different type of cure. He needs to be able to lift himself up a little bit to give more to the people. So Hashem gives him a bigger crowd. And that's how it works. So again, so we see that everything it's very logical. It's very logical. Everything in mitzvot are 613 cures for diseases. It's a cure. This mitzvah cures haughtiness. This mitzvah cures anger. This mitzvah cures... Again, so it's constantly working on one big thing. What's the big thing? It's working on the ego. Everything comes from the ego. Why is a person haughty? Because of his ego. Why is he angry? Because of the ego, right? He says, I planned it. What are you coming in my way for? Get out of my way. Ego. Why does he scream at people? Ego. Why does he cheat?
Ego.
But why? I explained that one. How does the ego relate to cheating?
Cheating?
Yeah.
Because he wants to be better than the other.
So why does he need to cheat him?
Because he doesn't get satisfied.
So that's not the ego. Also, it gets ta'ava. That's another. When he needs to cheat, why? He wants to make more money, right? Why does he want to make more money? Because he thinks that he controls who makes the money.
Say again?
He thinks that he controls how much money he will make. He doesn't realize that God already, from Rosh Hashanah, already wrote down in the book, he's only making 40,000, let's say. So he's going to cheat his way up to 70,000. But you know what happens? All of a sudden, he's got more doctor bills. Where do all doctor bills come from? All of a sudden, his car keeps breaking down every 2 weeks. What happened? She says, wait, buddy, I told you 40. You thought you're going to make 70. The 30 is coming out their pockets. Right? Hashem has everything calculated. Everything's calculated. In fact, Rabbi Mansour one time was giving a class, and he told people, school is very expensive. Yeshiva, day school, whatever. And so he said, listen, people think, wow, look how expensive the school is. What don't they realize? That the truth of the matter is, let's say a guy makes $100,000, right? And the yeshiva costs, let's say, $10,000. Let's just say, okay? So he says, wow, so $10,000, I'm left with $90,000. What does he realize? He actually was only supposed to make $90,000. Hashem gave him $10,000 extra to pad it up. So he won't realize that he's only supposed to make 90. He's always supposed to make 90. Right? So Hashem gave him a little extra in order to pay for the yeshiva, the school. So he didn't lose anything, but he thinks he lost something.
But he didn't give it to my father to give it to us.
Wow. Okay, anyway. Okay. So now we know what is mitzvah. We know why God created the world the way He created the world. What's the purpose of man in the world? Okay, so now we know everything is waiting for man. Everything's waiting for man. The world waits on man. Right? We know the famous Pirkei Avot, Bishvili nivra olam. The world was created for me. Right? So we said last week, 2 weeks ago, Noah. Right? Noah and the animals. Whose animals were these animals that came to the Teva? They were Noah's animals. What do we mean? Every person has a certain portion of nature associated to him or her. And when that person follows and is doing good, what's good, means that he is curing his ego, then the nature also cures their ego and gets baracha. They get blessing from God. When he is not curing his ego, he's going the opposite. He's making more of an ego for himself. What's he doing? He's minimizing God, right? The more ego you have, the less God. The less ego, the more God. Right? That's how it works, right? It's a scale, right? You cannot have ego and have God. God says, it says in the Gemara, a holy person and God cannot be in the same plane. Why? Because there's not enough room. The holy person is always going to see that he is the root, that he's the cause, he's the root of it. That's why he gets angry. That's why he cheats. That's why he steals. That's why he does all these things, because he feels that he is the cause. And it gets a very important point. Whenever a person is about to get angry, says, wait a minute, why am I getting angry? Let's say a spouse throws us a word. Why am I getting angry? Who threw me the word? She did? God did. I'm going to get angry. I gotta go figure out now why God threw me the word. That's what I gotta do. That's where I'm gonna use my energy. Don't get angry at the person. An employee makes a mistake. We get angry. Why we get angry at the employee? We're going to be angry, not angry, but we're going to think about why did God send it this way. That's the point. That gets makes you into another idea that I want to get into. We'll hold on that in a minute. Okay. So anyway, so man. So everything is waiting for man. It says, like we said, when God created the world, right? Everything was there, but there was no rain until Adam prayed. Why did God wait for Adam to pray? Because He wanted to teach Adam a lesson. The world is waiting for you, Adam. When you are doing what you need to do, the rest of the world follows suit. Okay. Now we know a few things, right? Let's just recap. God creates the world in order to benefit man. How does He benefit man? He trains him to elevate his ego. Right? To train the ego, to understand these principles, and in the process to have a relationship. That's what. How does he do that? He uses something called mitzvot. Right? In the end of the day, what's the benefit of man following mitzvot, which means that he is training his ego? The rest of the nature also follows suit. Okay? So now we know the big picture. God benefits man benefits the world, everything is good. Everything's good. Okay, that's the way it works. Okay, so now I want to talk about something real quickly. Hashem sends people challenges. Why? Right? So it's part of this what's called a milchama. There's a war going on, an internal war, right? Business is going bad. Now the person has a yetzer hara. He has an evil inclination. What's the evil inclination going to tell him? Oh, the business is going bad because stock market.